And of course, we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Tuesday and Motovloggers Behaving Badly. Your bit of debauchery because you've got nothing else to do. Okay, you're going to start things off with a public service announcement. Actually, two. Announcement number one for our buddy Skeggy Cruiser. I just want to say, get better soon, man, because, you know, sitting there in that hospital robe with that thing on your face, you just look ridiculous. So, come on. Number two, whoever stole Mr. B's waterproofs, give him my big ass will come to the UK and sit on you.
Well, even Boker, mate, that's what's happened there. Got a dodgy character, you know. He's a dodgy fucker, and he's turned up and nicked Andy's fucking wet gear so he can take it to Ireland. Because they're all sharing the same tent, isn't they? There's about 10 of them in one tent, so he's a bit worried he's going to get a good bugger in, you see, so he's going to wear them fucking bottoms. So that's all about.
Oh, man, that's hilarious. Alrighty, so now that we've got that out of the way, we'll go down the line and get folks to say hello to the people at home. And I think this time we'll start from the opposite end, and we'll start off with the fantabulous Mr. B.
I don't know who the fabulous person is, but yeah, hi everyone, and welcome to Bobby's awesome hangout like a boss.
Yeah. Thank you, thank you. And of course, doing his shopping right now, taking us with him down in the aisles of Target, it's our buddy Pete the Greek.
Yep. Now I'm getting to the car, finally. It's so hot right now. Oh my god. Disgusting. Man.
Yeah, man, tell me I'm in it. I'm in it. I feel you. It is ridiculously hot out here. Oh, man. And it's only going to get hotter from what I understand because we got some thunderstorms coming tonight, and then tomorrow it's going to be nice and easy, you know, pretty decent weather, and then just get hotter and hotter from there. And I love the hot weather, but damn.
I got a new AC for that, man.
Nice.
Like, possible.
Nice. See, you should have brought the bike. I would have loved to see you strap that thing to the back of the bike, man.
Actually, my wife thought it was funny when I told her, I'm going to take the bike and I'm just going to strap it on it. Yeah. Let me put you on the...
Alrighty. Don't you love that? Alright.
I know, right?
Alright.
That's the only way for me to wake up in the...
You're frozen. You're frozen. Oh no, Pete's frozen. All right. Well, Pete will be back. There you go. Yeah, you had a little seizure there for a second. It froze up on you. All right. So while Pete's getting himself sorted out, we'll move right over to Suffolk Andy.
Hello.
See, short, sweet, to the point. There you go.
Gotta be, mate. Gotta be.
All right, and Von Schwarzenegger.
Good evening, everybody. It's a bit of a calm bike today. Guten Abend.
Nice. And of course, a hello for me, as if you needed that. So I guess we'll see if folks have any news from this past week, and we'll start that off going back in the other direction with Mr. Von Schwarzenegger.
No news this week, so I haven't been out on my bike all week because it's just been chucking it there.
Yeah, you got all the rain going on out there.
Yeah, rain or whatever rubbish it is. Gonna have it all this week as well, so probably it's gonna rain till next week. So.
Wow. Well, I hope it clears up for you soon.
You're not talking a little bit of rain. It's really chucking it there.
Ah, damn. Well, it's good for the flowers. All right.
Yeah, I moaned about it.
Yeah. Well, at least you're not up in the mountains getting the snow.
No.
All right, and Suffolk Andy, any news from this past week?
Well, there has been a development in Andy's theft of his waterproofs. I've used my network of sheep spiers, and And I've actually got some news back from Ireland. They've seen a guy on a bike looking like Wyvern Viker wearing a pair of old grubby-looking wets on his trousers. So I think you've got the right man there, Andy. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Definitely. I think you better.
oh my goodness.
Oh, any news top? No, I'm a little bit like Von Schwarzenegger. It's Von Schwarzenegger. Sounded a bit racial, that actually, didn't it? But anyway, I sounded racial, and I wasn't trying to be racist there at all. Yeah, we've got the same weather as you, mate, here in East Anglia. It is pup. As easy as that. Just pup. Honestly, it's fucking cold. Doors are all shut. I reckon my missus will come out in a minute and go, put the heating on, I'm cold. So I know what's going to happen. So, yeah, it's pup. Absolutely pup, mate. News and topics. Yeah. Has your style changed since you started?
Oh, God.
Am I a little bit behind there, am I? The other thing is, I have been strapped on a bike now and then in the past.
Wait, have you had a... Wait. Have you used a strap-on on a bike?
No, but I've ridden quite a few bikes. I can tell you in my past. and you know, men of the world, you all have too.
Hey, sometimes,
especially when you've got your beer goggles on.
Sometimes you're the most grateful.
Yes, your beer goggles do come into effect sometimes, Bobby. And the worst thing is when you wake up in the morning, you look at her and you can see her teeth in the glasses. Then you've got to worry.
Oh, jeez.
But anyway, yeah, news and topics. Not really. Been a bit quiet around here. Haven't been out on the bike all week because of the weather. I did go out, I think, Sunday and done the most stupidest thing. Done 3 vlogs, come back, and I hadn't plugged the bloody microphone in properly. So that pissed me off. That pissed me off, I'll tell you. I put them on the computer and went, let's have a look at these, and then no sound. Nothing. So I thought, oh, bollocks, you know. Got to do them all again now. So anyway, yeah, not a lot, mate, happening around here, I'm afraid. No, not at all, mate. Just quiet.
All right. Well, sometimes sometimes you need a little peace and quiet.
Mm.
I mean, I got kids. I know what it's like to want that peace and quiet.
Oh, cross, yeah. Well, we have grandchildren, you see, so when they go, we're like, yes. Sometimes.
Oh, well, I think this weekend, either this weekend or next weekend, we're taking our kids down to Maryland to drop them off with my wife's parents for a week, and then we're doing it again in August. And I am so looking forward to it, just to have time alone with the wife with nothing else around. But I know for an absolute fact, by the time day 3 hits, I'm going to be like, I miss my kids. Where are my kids?
Yeah, you will. You will.
Oh, man. Alrighty. So, Pete, what's going on in your world, dude?
Not much, man. I'm driving now. I'm going to a doctor's appointment. That's about it. I wanted to drive a little bit. It's gonna rain. It looks like it's gonna rain. Let me show you.
Yes, it's gonna rain.
It looks disgusting, yeah. Thursday I wanted to go riding. I don't know what you're doing.
Thursday? I'm not sure what's going on for Thursday. I know Wednesday. Well, tomorrow is Forget Work, Let's Ride Day. So I'm actually thinking, starting early in the morning, I'm just gonna pull the bike out, face it east, and just go until I have to turn back around. You know.
Lucky.
Sounds like a good plan. Tomorrow. But
Wait,
I have next week off.
All right, we'll pick some time next week and we'll get together and take a ride.
Yep.
All right. So.
And what's it say? Klutz wanted to do something. He's with work a lot now, so he's trying to get out.
Yeah, you know what? We should see if Clutch First is around, because that would be cool to have him in here. I'm going to send him an invite and see if he's available. All right.
I don't think it's done, but yeah, you can try.
Yeah, we could try. All right. So let's see, Mr. B. Any news from this past week?
Well, it's been quite quiet, really. Well, apart from a waterproof's being stolen.
Oh,
So that was kind of crap, really. I can't believe it. Crying out loud. What's what I'm coming to? So that fucking annoyed me because you know when you want them and you need to go to work and they're not about. It's kind of really annoying. So I had to dig out an old set just in case, but I never bothered putting them on in the end. So anyway, yeah. Anyway, I did a video about it, but as you can see, I wasn't too happy. And so what other news? Other news is I have just installed my K&N air filter to my MT-09.
Nice.
And I recorded it all as well, so and there's no videos on YouTube at the moment on how to do it, so I'll be the first, like a boss.
that's good.
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's a bit of a pain taking the tank off, but overall I'm pleased now I've got it in there. Increase the fuel in a little bit just to to compensate for the extra air getting in. So it'll all be good. So that video will be out soon when I've finished editing it.
All right. Very cool. And how did it go with the brake caliper that fell off on Mrs. B's bike?
Oh, that. Well,
Do you have
I've got the replacement bolts, and I've got to put them back in. I've got a second video to release. There's so much editing to do. But the second part involves me. Well, I don't want to give any spoilers away, do I? But basically, there is a second part just to show you what happened after that. You know, how I got home, how did I manage that, and all that sort of stuff. And then what I'm waiting to do is to just tag on the fact of me actually putting it right, which I will do probably this weekend due to work and everything else being crazy.
All right.
So yeah, I mean, I'm alive. The bike's fine. Everything's fine. I just need to record the last part of me putting the calipers and actually tighten them up this time.
Yeah, I saw that. That freaked me out when you said, the brake caliper fell off, and I'm thinking, oh wow, maybe it's just a little bit loose or it's just not sitting right. And then I saw the picture of it, and I'm like, damn, what the hell? It's hanging.
You don't want that swinging into the front wheel.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
An endo.
Front wheel, yeah. Straight on the handlebars.
Exactly, yeah. So that was a scary moment, actually. But I mean, yeah, you can't really panic, can you? You can't grab the front brake, not when it's swinging around. It's like, wow, we just need to stop, but don't touch the front brake, whatever you do.
That just proves, Andy, how easy these things can happen. You do something and you forget to do something, and that always come back to kick you in the arse, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I tell you what, it's another lesson learned, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah, that won't happen again.
I mean, that bike had been stowed away after we did a load of work on it, and I never finished it. Where you finish off, tighten up all the bolts and mark them. And Mrs. B said, can you just, go and scrub the tyres and that. So I kind of just put the rest of the bolts back on and went out on it, and I never did that final piece. And lesson learned yet again.
Yeah, we're all only human, mate.
Oh God, yeah. It all happens.
But lucky it happened to an experienced rider.
Yep.
Somebody else would have panicked,
Oh man. Oh, that's one of the things I was hoping to talk about today. Like, what do you do when something goes drastically wrong on your bike and you're on the road? It's just.
Well, you probably.
What do you do?
You probably let a bit of wee out or a bit of a bark at first, and then work from there.
That's why a Harley colostomy bag comes in handy.
Yeah.
Oh man, because first you say it, then you do it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, but yeah, I mean, you never know when something like that's going to happen. You're out there on the road, you have to trust your machine, which is a major argument for doing the work on your machine yourself. Now even if you do it yourself, there's a chance that this could still happen, but you have the responsibility for that. One of our friends, of course, you guys know, one man's wish. He and I were riding out together a while back when we were going to do the video for the Motovloggers Barbecue, and he had to stop and turn back because he had a major oil leak going on because he gave his bike to someone else, and they fucked up. And then, he's got oil leaking out all over the place on the road.
You're talking about Q, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, he was coming to meet up with us.
Yeah, I remember.
And so, I mean, there's no better argument for doing the job yourself. But even if you do it yourself, you've got to be able to take accountability for what you're doing. Because anything can happen at any time. But when it does, how do you handle it?
You told me you weren't there for Warriors, right? You didn't come with us.
For which one?
With the one we went on to Northern Jersey?
No, I couldn't make it. I wish I could.
Yeah, so what happened was on our way back, my clutch died. My clutch cable started shredding. From the accident that I had last year, I changed everything on the bike except the clutch cable because I didn't notice that it was snapped. So from all the tolls and everything, stopping, starting, it started, the threads threaded between,
Oh, wow.
And so, yeah, I was stranded in Staten Island. I was waiting for 2.5 hours for a tow truck.
Oh, wow.
Wanted to stay, but I told him, go home. There's no point of you guys staying here.
Yeah. And it sucks when you're riding with other people and something goes wrong and, you're pretty much immobilized.
Well, you
Either... No, go ahead.
Except if you find another clutch cable at the spot,
Yeah. I think it would be fantastic if every time you broke down it was in front of a parts store.
I know, right?
Yeah, that would be great. But life doesn't work that way.
No.
Haven't got a clutch cable.
There we go. Oh, and look at that. Sergeant Markins is here.
Good afternoon, ladies.
What's up?
Oh, nothing much. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning.
No.
Alright.
Bony nachos, everybody.
Bony nachos. Bony nachos.
Oh man, and here's perfect man to ask, just because he's got knowledge.
What?
If you're out there on the road and something goes wrong with your bike, how do you handle it? I mean, there's so many ways and so many answers you can give for that. That would be right, but I'm looking for what people would do in their own right, because we'd all have our own different ways of handling it. But what do you do when something goes drastically wrong and you're stuck out there on your bike?
I believe the first thing I do, especially if I have a phone on me, is at least call a friend or a wife or someone and tell them what's going on.
Yeah.
That's one of the first things. Just let them know that I'm okay, but my crap's broke down, or something's happened.
Yeah. That's definitely a good idea. My wife yells at me from time to time because I get out there on the bike and I'm riding with folks and I forget to call her and let her know. It's like, hey, everything's cool. It's like I get too into the ride and I'm like, oh shit, I should have called her. Damn it.
Yeah, 4 hours ago I should have said something. Hey, I'm out riding.
Well, lucky I've got full recovery service on my bike, so.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I got full service on my bike, but
That's it. It's like the AAs, same with ADAC. You ring them up, they come pick you up and take your bike home.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking about doing that AAA service thing on my bike.
Yeah, I've got it over here. So it doesn't matter, they pick you up, and if need be, they fly home a helicopter.
Yeah, I wish you had a little mini helicopter you could stick to the back of your bike. It's like, oh, bike's broke down, strap it on your back, and just go,
Yeah, that's it.
flying off.
No, it's a full like an AA coverage. They come up.
If you want to do anything like that, what you need to do is get yourself a Honda Goldwing. You can pretty much store anything in those.
Store your own bike in them.
Yeah, put your spare bike in there.
Yeah. Go test things.
But yeah, I think Sarge's nail on the head for, you know, when you break down, the very first thing you do is call somebody, and then from there you try and work out the situation depending on what's gone wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think one of the biggest debates that I've ever seen, and you'll see this on forums and everything else, is do you plug a tire? If
Only on the right side.
Yeah.
Just to get you home. Yeah.
Yep.
But if the tire's got a high speed rating, don't leave a plug tire on your bike. Just change it. But yeah, just to get you home, you're supposed to be able to ride a bike that was at 50 or 60 mile an hour on a plug tire.
Yeah, I've got what they call the stop and go kit.
Mm.
And yeah, that's a really, really nice thing. It saved me one day. I have it. They tuck away great underneath sport bike seats.
Mm.
This happened to be on my GTR. I used it. It's a good thing I got tire monitoring system on that. The bike started to feel squirrely or loose. And I looked down at my monitor, and it was just steadily just dropping in pressure, and I had a huge, huge nail in that thing. And you'd be surprised. Actually, your basic toolkit on most of the bikes can help you out. Get to know them. That's another thing. Get to know your bike. That greatly helps.
Yeah, and definitely take some basic tools, you know, like an adjustable wrench and stuff like that, so you can get to most things. And the bike toolkit normally has a lot of stuff. I mean, my Hayabusa, the only spanner that I've got that will undo the back wheel, it comes in the toolkit. So
wow.
You know, that's yeah.
I think I'm the same, Andy, on my ZZR. I think the one to take the wheel off at the back is in the toolkit.
Yeah. But these days, have you noticed that these days, though, I don't want to go off subject really, but the toolkits and new bikes are really sparse, if any.
All right.
Yeah, that's true.
My MT-09 toolkit is shockingly poor. It's got a switch around screwdriver, Phillips, or body drive, whatever you want to call it. And what else has it got in there? Not a lot else really. It's really poor.
That's
pretty much it. So yeah, you want to carry some tools, basic tools, just to get you out of trouble.
Yeah.
So as well, if you sometimes, you know, if you say, like I said about the big nail in his tyre, sometimes it doesn't pay. If you haven't got a kit with you, sometimes it doesn't even pay you to pull the frigging thing out. Don't pull it out, leave it in. Because sometimes you can get to a garage, inflate it, get to the next one, inflate it, and get home. But if you pull that out, you are buggered, mate. Really are. So if you haven't got a kit to plug it, keep the nail or screw, whatever, in the tyre, and get yourself home that way by jumping from station to station. You know, to pump it up.
Actually, this might sound really crazy, but if you do get a nail in the tyre, it's like an extreme scenario, but if you do carry a few fairly thick screws, short, thick screws, you can pull the nail out and screw the screw into the hole, and you get a better seal.
Yeah.
But we're talking like extreme, you know, but it's better than having a nail in there.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, you know, that's
we're quite lucky as motorcyclists. I don't think we get that many punches, but I've had a couple. But where I live, I've got a lot of builders, and they use the garages, and they always put their vans in and out with screws and nuts. And I have to watch it because once I put a brand new tyre on, pulled out of my garage, and got a puncture.
It's always the new tires that suffer.
Yep, that was a brand new tyre, and I got a bloody puncture. So it cost me 150 quid for the tyre, and the next time it cost me another 100. That was £300 job in the end, which pissed me off. And that was because of these bloody builders who live near me, you know, putting their screws and bolts all over the floor in the road.
Yeah.
Damn.
But I do carry a tyre plugging kit, same as yours, Sarge, on the Hayabusa. I've got one under the seat.
Yeah, I got one on the ZZR. I could take it everywhere I go on that bike.
Thankfully, never had to use it, but it's still there.
Yeah, I actually need to look into something because I don't have a kit for that. If I get a puncture, I'm done.
Yeah, you should have one under the seat, Bobby. Or
Yeah.
a kit, you know.
Yeah, I'm actually
You
thinking
can pick
about
them up
grabbing
new,
one.
Bruce. You can pick them up.
Yeah,
new.
after
I
my
just want-
accident.
Wait,
Sorry, dude. I just wanted to say, I don't know if you know, but the Q&A's building up.
oh shit! Right, Q&A. Gotta get to the Q&A. All right, let me get over there, and then I'm gonna grab me something to drink because it's hot.
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah, I'm alright. Clear myself.
we're freezing our nuts off,
Just
mate.
got the chair over.
Yeah.
Greetings, folks.
Oh, Stingy!
Hello, Mucker.
You alright, mate?
It's hey, Rick.
Hey,
It's Rick.
it's me.
Yeah. All right, let me hit the Q&A real quick. Let me see. Ninja Shift actually says, "Can I get in?" Yes, of course you can, because I just sent you an invite. He also says, "Beast, how did you like Clutch First video today?" I actually thought it was hilarious, and I looked at it and realized, you know, people talk about me getting on a Grom just for the fun factor and how huge I'd look on a Grom. I realized just how huge I look on my bike, and my bike is a big freaking bike, and I'm a monster. I am a goddamn monster, man. I'm a big
You're a
boy.
beast.
Yeah.
Beast.
You're a beast.
Oh my
You're
god.
on a
But yeah. But yeah, I was watching Clutch First video today, and it was great. It was great. Just great. If you guys don't know Clutch First, go subscribe to his channel. He's just a hilarious guy. Oh man. And when you get to meet him in person, he has his like really dry humor that for a second you gotta go, wait, is he kidding? And then you just laugh your ass off. All right, let's see. Who am I, UK1? This is, good evening all. Hope you have a good hangout and hope to be on later. P.S. Got some waterproofs for sale and extra small.
Oh,
Wow. Oh man, good one, Dave. Good one. Let's see. Oh wait, Ride says hello all from Ireland. Here with Wavern Biker, Metalhead 18241, Mr. Husey, Puggyburn 39, and another biker from Germany in a pub called Bonham Boy. Wow, what is that? In Cashers? Cashers. Yeah, okay. And the bar guy says hi
Sounds
too.
going down well.
Yeah. So hello everybody. Hello bar guy.
I hope he checks for Woven Biker's kit to see if he's got Andy's fucking wets on there. And report back as if he's nicked them.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to keep an eye out for that.
Yeah.
All right, JSoto77 says the first thing I do, Bobby, is tighten up my butthole and improvise the rest the best I can. Oh man, yep. If things go wrong, you can't beat tightening up the butthole. Bex88 says, good evening, everyone, with a big old smiley face. Good evening, Bex.
Hello, Bex. Nice little video you put up the other day. I enjoyed that.
Yep, no spoilers. I haven't gotten to see it yet. I gotta check it out.
Yeah, she's getting a proper little female vlogger, this one.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Proper little female vlogger she is.
Oh, she's awesome.
Yeah, awesome kid.
Yep, she's just plain awesome. All right, Backroad Motos says, awesome, I love the show, and it's rad to see Markins on it. Talk to you. Wait, what? Titty.
No, I didn't say Totty.
Aw, titty.
Titty. Really? Titty? Titty! All right. He also says, on Honda's damn near everything is 10 millimeters. It's pretty handy. Yeah, I can see that. Steve Gelvier says, evening all.
Evening, Steve.
Hi, Steve.
What's up, Steve? And we've got Dave again. He says, when I do the work myself at the end of the job, I do a list and oh god, I do a list and point out everything and look to make sure it's done. Wherever possible, I will finish the work and don't leave it, but as you all know, it's not always possible. Yeah. It's always better to finish the job once you start, but every once in a while, you gotta come back to it.
Oh.
Oh,
Guys, for the guys from Europe, that's the wonderful New York traffic. Just
Yeah, man.
that's it.
You know what you need, don't you? You need a bike.
Yeah. Wait, I didn't get to see the sign. Where are you? Because that looks familiar.
Clearview.
Oh, I was just over there this morning. All right.
I'm on the LIE to get to the doctor.
Oh, I'm sorry,
You see-
dude.
It's like nothing moving.
Wow. You got to take the LIE, or as I like to call it, let's idle eternally.
All right.
All right, and let's see.
I'll tell you
Look, go ahead.
Bobby, I'll tell you what would make me laugh right now, right, is if a motovlogger knocked on his window and says, put the phone down.
I was just thinking that, actually.
That'd be hilarious.
All right, Adrian Nickelodeon, you should be in New York right now. Just saying. All right, and everyone knows Weggy ZZR is no longer Weggy ZZR, but Weggy ZX12R. And he says, hang out from a moving cage. Nice touch. Well, I gotta say, it's not Pedro, it's Pete. It's Pete. Pete the Great.
It's Pete.
Yeah, man. I like riding with Pete. Pete, wait, that sounded kind of off.
Yeah, again, that's what she said.
Shit.
Gigging it.
Oh man, yeah. See, if you wanna end up in a serious geek conversation, you just get Pete and me in the same place. We will geek everybody out.
Talk about
Yeah, man. We talk about comic books. We talk about sci-fi movies. You know, he's got his Green Lantern thing. I've got my whole Marvel MCU. Yeah.
It's a Big Bang Theory or something.
Oh yeah, we're all geeks. All right, and Blue Ninja Rider says, "Hello all, long time no see, dude. What's up?"
Oh yeah, mate.
Going on?
All right. So I'm gonna need to grab a drink because it is freaking hot in here.
Yeah, I like to get a beer.
Before I do that, one thing that I want to find out from you guys, and you can talk amongst yourselves till I get back from grabbing a drink, is the one thing that you've done on your bike that made you say, "Oh my God, why the hell did I just do that?" All right. I really want to know, so I'm gonna go grab a drink, and I will be right back.
Who's starting then?
You.
Oh my.
Okay, I've got one for you. I went on a road once, and it was a weird road because the junction took you off a dual carriageway into like a parking area, but when you came out of the same place, it went into a two-track road, two different directions. And in my head, I said, I come off on a dual carriageway, which is two lanes going the same way. I must be going back onto a dual carriageway going the same way. No, I go hurling down the road. I mean, I go riding down the road in the outside lane, and then there's a car on the other side of the road coming towards me. What are you doing? And I suddenly clicked. It's like, actually, it's a two-way road. Get out of the way. So yeah, that was one of my "why the hell did I do that" moves.
Oh my God. I've had that, so I can't say anything.
You've done it as well, Bobby.
Yes. Yeah.
I thought you was going to say, Andy, when you dropped your booster.
Well, technically, I didn't do that. It's the kind of stand it that.
I still say that. I still say that broke my heart.
Yeah, I wasn't happy either.
Oh goodness. All right. So let's see. Ninja Shift has joined us. So, dude, what's the one thing that you've done that has made you say, "Oh my God, why did I do that to my bike, or on my bike?" Either way.
Haven't had one yet. My first full season.
Really? Well, that makes it easy then.
Locked up my tires.
Oh, you cut your tires.
Locked them both up.
Oh, jeez.
Both.
Dude, how'd you do that?
60 miles an hour trying to go fast.
That's not easy. Not both tires.
What the hell? Weggy makes an entrance.
Yeah, Wiggy's made an entrance. Wiggy's in the building.
Okay, sounds like R2D2's joined as well.
What the fuck is that noise?
That's you.
Evening, fellas.
What's up, Weggy?
Bye-bye.
What?
Two
All right.
guys joined us. So, yeah.
We're gonna keep following down the line here. So, Pete, what's the one thing that you've done on your bike that made you wonder why the hell you did that?
Pardon me.
Do you remember when I put those custom tailored 33 rim tape?
Yes.
Oh my god, that thing took me so long because my OCD, to be perfect, like it took me I started at 9 and finished around 12 at night.
Whoa.
What?
Yeah, because everything is exactly perfect. And it's not easy to do it in a circle. So,
Wow.
yeah.
All right, so that's gonna make me say, why the hell did you do that?
Do you remember Mark? You remember Mark S4303?
Yeah, of course.
So I was texting with Mark, and he was like, "You can do it. Keep going." I was like, "Dude, I only did the one side of one tire. I can't take it."
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my God! All right.
It was painful.
That's pretty sick, dude. All right. What about you, Sarge? Hey, Sarge, you still there? Okay, I guess we'll have to come back to Sergeant Martins. All right. And of course, glad to have Mr. Skunk Darkstone here.
Well, mine's easy. I don't know if you know, but I recently got another bike, better for the good lady to ride on. And the first chip shop run that Wyvern Biker did, I basically threw her on the back of it and just headed off. So I've had it about 3-4 weeks now, and she went into the Sunlands where I keep them, and decided to put her elbow through the fairing.
Whoa!
So there's a big crack in it now, a big hole in it. So I thought, okay, I'll take it apart and I'll repair it. Obviously, work commitments and other things. I haven't had a chance to do it yet, so the poor thing's not been ridden for like 2 weeks. I've been riding the Trident instead, so it's like, why do I take it apart?
Well,
What's that? Is that the new? Is that the new
That's
TikTok?
it.
That's the Duval, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be fair, I mean, I was more worried about her because she basically slipped over the dog and just, as you know, Duvals ain't light bikes. They're 223 kilos empty. And
Slipped over the top.
Slipped over the dog and then fell against the bike on the side stand and actually put her elbow right through the front fairing. There's a big hole in it. So
Yeah.
I've taken all the inner fairing out, all the panels out, and the fairing off and the screen off. And it's all in the shed at the moment, and it's just having time to do it. So hopefully I'll be able to do it the weekend. I've got a few days off. So
That's what my missus told me. She slipped over something and punched me in the face.
and, I was more worried about her, to be fair. I was more worried about her because I was at work at the time when I get home until 2 o'clock in the morning, and I thought the bike had fallen on top of her. So it's like, oh, of course I'm like 200 miles away, and I can't do a great deal. So I was like panicking. I said, I'm all right. Your bike's not though.
Well, it sounds of it, Rick. It sounds like your missus can handle herself, and she can put an elbow through a fairy.
Yeah, I mean she can. I mean she's she's Irish. I mean what do you expect, you know? But yeah, so that's why on the last chip shop run we did, she wasn't on the back of Tiggy because A, she doesn't like Tiggy, and B, she was being punished. That's what I say. But yeah. So. But I will be doing a video of it my first time at plastic welding. That'd be interesting.
Well, I hope it works out for you, man, because I know trying to fix plastic pieces, that ain't easy.
Well, a new fairing, it's only the front nose cowl, but a new one's like 125 quid, the cheapest I can find. And it's like, ouch! But I mean, I did get a Dremel for Father's Day, so I can't complain from the dog.
Duct tape.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking. If I just duct taped it up, I could have ridden it ridden it, and then I could have sort of done it when I had some time. But like, oh, I can do this. I don't tape for shit. So yeah, never mind. It'll be done.
Just duct tape the whole bike. You know, you just start a new style.
Yeah, black gaffer tape and white duct tape. Yeah, sorted.
Yeah.
Let's have a rat bike, not a duck bike.
No, it's going to be a skunk bike. I keep on meaning to make one, but I don't have a chance for that.
All right. So I think Sarge is back. You here?
I don't hear anything.
Okay, there you are.
What?
So yeah, what's the one thing you've done on your bike that made you think, why the hell did I just do that?
Well, I've actually gently laid down the concourse, the 1400.
Wow.
And gently now. I just basically lost my footing, and the bike started to fall over. And once, what is it? It's 680 pounds.
Wow.
It's a 680-pound bike, and once it started to fall over, you know, you try and save it, and you're like, you're the whole time you're going, no. and I would say the worst thing about the whole matter is that instinctively your adrenaline's going and you just want to pick the bike up.
Mm-hmm.
And you always end up picking up the wrong way.
Yeah.
And so basically, yes, I almost deadlifted 680 pounds onto its wheels. And you know, I didn't realize it till the next day. I woke up the next morning and I was trying to get out of bed and wondering why my back hurt so bad.
Oh damn!
And you're like, yeah, you freaking idiot! you just lifted a bike up off the road.
I tell you what, about lifting a bike up. I remember watching Jim Payne, the old fart on a motorbike, and he dropped his pan. And like, I mean, that's a heavy bike, and fair play to him lifting that back on its wheels where he dropped it as well, because it's wet and slippery and everything. So fair play. But so are you right now?
Yeah, it seems like it's all right. You're all right now, right, Sarge?
Yeah. This was sometime last year.
Oh, okay. I thought it was recent.
No. Since then, I got a set of what they call canyon cages for it. They're just tip over bars.
Okay.
I don't believe you because I'm gonna go into the doctor's office now. I'm gonna just pull in the parking lot. So have fun for the rest of the vlog. See you later.
All right, fellas. Ta-ta for now.
Thanks for joining us, man, and we'll talk to you later.
And he's gone.
Yep. Alrighty. So let's see. And we got Suffolk Andy.
What's the question?
The one thing that you've done on your bike that made you think, why the hell did I just do that?
There's a couple of things.
He baited you.
Couple of things, really. One was having sex with a 25-stone woman on the back of my bike. And while I was doing that, I've got no fucking idea. And the other thing was coming down the Snetterton Straight, 186 mile an hour, looking at the S's, thinking they're getting close, and sticking my head up above the fucking screen and nearly losing the top of my fucking head. That was a bit silly. Yeah. That was crazy. I put my head up like that to have a look, and that nearly took me bloody head right off my neck nearly at that speed. So yeah, that was a bit silly. Don't do it. Don't try it. That's God, you can't.
Oh, yeah, dude! Wow, just wow. Oh man, so wow. I don't even know where to begin with that.
Yeah. And I must admit, I still made the S's as well. I didn't go off the runoff either. So.
All right.
Because you can run off as well there, because most people just go straight down the running.
Like a boss, then.
Yeah. But that was clocked at 186, and I put my head right above it, and oh man, I nearly lost my head. He took it off my shoulders.
Shit, dude. Alrighty. So, von Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, you think I've done. So I turned into a side road, the mountain pass somewhere. There's cars coming towards me, flashing lights. I was going, oh, fuck off. Yeah, it's like me going down the wrong way, down the one-way road the wrong way. It was my fault. There's me shouting and swearing at these cars. It was me. Me, the dickhead, going down the wrong way, did his road the wrong way. And I'm like, oh, shit. Get out of here quick.
Wow, dude. All right. Looks like we lost Weggy. I was gonna get to him next. I guess it's my turn then. This one actually just happened. Was it last week? And I'm traveling down a road that I actually wasn't used to. Turned, let me see. What was I doing? I turned right into a side street, and there's a bunch of stop signs here and there. So I'm stopping at every stop sign. And I get to one road that didn't have a stop sign, and just because I had to have it, I stopped, and there was a Cajun right behind me, beat the horn. I went to take off, and because I'm upset, I'm like, this jackass is beeping me. I'm sorry. You know what? I didn't know there wasn't a stop sign. I went to take off, shifted the bike into neutral, and I just revved the hell out of it, and wondered why the hell am I not going anywhere?
I'm not moving.
He comes around, passes me, and I just had the most embarrassed look on my face that I've had since I was dating in high school.
Oh, show us your embarrassed face. I want to see your embarrassed face. I don't know. You're a big guy. I don't know how you look embarrassed.
I don't know if that's something you can fake. That's just a natural, like. But what did I? Shit. Yeah, I felt like an ass, like a total ass. But I have this habit, and it doesn't happen all the time, but I get so into the ride that, I'll get to a red light or something and not realize that I haven't downshifted. And I'm like in fourth gear or something, and I go to take off, and the bike's like, no, you're not going anywhere.
Just slip the clutch and rev it more. That's all I do.
Save the embarrassment. Just give it gas.
Yeah, go off like Miss Daisy.
Oh my god.
I guess that's where bigger CC bikes are really handy. You
Oh,
can
yeah.
actually take off in second or third gear.
Yeah.
Save yourself the embarrassment.
Thankfully, it doesn't. It isn't so bad on the Indian. When I had my old chopper, that bike wasn't going anywhere. It just wasn't. It was just going to sit there and make noise and wonder why the fuck is this asshole sitting on me, not doing what he's supposed to be doing. Yeah.
What's that burning smell?
I had a clutch when I started, didn't I?
Yeah, that's when you actually do take off and you turn around to look to make sure nothing fell off. Oh man, it happens. It happens,
I tell you, that's the good thing about the Trident, because she's got so much torque, and of course, I'm used to sort of 5-speed, and she's 6. And it's like, I sort of changed down to what I think is first, and I'm actually in second.
Yeah.
Just give it plenty of weddy. So that'll do. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I've never had a 5-speed bike. All my bikes have been 6s, but
It'll be awkward if you did.
yeah.
On a 5-speed bike, you're always looking for 6th gear.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I'm always looking for 7th on the Trident. There's another one, surely. Is that it?
Yeah, I do it sometimes on the ZZR. I'm in top gear going down the road, and I think, oh, I'll just put it into top gear, and I'm already in it. I think, fucking hell. Times I do it all the time, you know. Just, such a habit. Looking for that extra gear.
You know, that's strange. Because the Concourse has a gear indicator on it, but I never. Here's the thing: I never pay attention to it, though. I never pay attention to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, and my Indian has a gear indicator on it, and the weird thing is I do pay attention to it, and I still do something stupid every once in a while.
I think we all do it, Bobby. We all do it, mate.
I tell you what, though, your Indian's one sexy-looking bike. It really is.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I love that bike. I can't tell you.
I haven't decided yet whether I like yours more or Skeggy's more, but I think Skeggy wins because I've ridden that one.
No, Skeggy's bike is a sexy machine. I mean, really.
It's really talky as well. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I wish I had my camera on when I rode it. It's an amazing bike that is. He throws it around like a toy.
Yeah, my bike though, it's a super torquey bike, but the torque rolls on so smooth it doesn't jerk your head off your shoulder. You know, sometimes you feel like you're gonna fly off the bike when you take off because of all the torque. And no, the Indian, I don't feel that. I feel the torque, take over, and I feel it, move the machine, but I move right along with it, and I love it.
I mean, you have to do a proper. Have you done a proper walk around? Because I'm so behind on videos, it's unbelievable.
Oh, I did a walk around. Wow, it must have been like last year, like in June or something.
I might have missed it. I said I'm so behind. You would not even believe.
Oh, dude, I understand. I watch so many motovloggers that I end up having to binge watch sometimes and watch like 6 or 7 videos at a time.
I looked at my watch later list tonight, actually, and I think I've got 79 in there to watch.
Oh,
79. And I'm like, my God, I've sat here 2 hours watching them, as they come up live, and I still can't catch up,
Yeah.
Well, I managed to watch about 4 today at work when I was on a break, and like my poor phone went, that's it, I've had enough, bye. And of course, this new this Android app thing. Oh God, you can't comment on them, so it's a pain in the neck. You can watch them, but you can't comment, and it's like, just me boxing.
Yeah, I feel bad sometimes because I watch a lot of the videos on Apple TV because I'm sitting at my desk working, and like my TV is like over there, and I can't comment and I can't click like because it's on the TV over there instead of on the computer or on my phone or something. So, for those of you who don't think I watch, I'm watching. I swear, I'm watching.
Well, right. I don't see comments.
Sometimes I'll get to watch, like if I can't get to sleep at night, I'll just grab my phone and I'll watch a few, and then I can comment from there. I've got the iPhone, so I can comment.
I've got the iPhone.
Well, actually, I got to watch a lot of videos this morning because I was stuck at the house on the toilet. All I gotta say is if you ever meet me, don't borrow my phone. You don't want to borrow my phone.
Oh, it's a case of this is shit.
Yeah, you pick up Sarge's phone and you're like, "Hey, I'm just calling from Sarge."
Oh. No, my phone. I'm a little bit of a germaphobe. It's really ironic because I teach maintenance and I am a mechanic on the military and the civilian side, but I'm so adamant against if I get something on my hands, I immediately have to wash them off. I don't like grease. I don't like oil. I don't. Ugh. I just don't like that stuff.
So you have to wear rubbers all the time?
Do what?
Rubber gloves?
Yeah, I've got like nitrile gloves, the blue ones. They're not latex. I do wear those. and it sort of creeps. It really does creeps me out. And you'll see those guys go to lunch, they don't wash their hands, and they're just sitting there eating a sandwich, and their hands are black, stained, with the old diesel oil and everything. And they may have wiped them off or something, yeah, but they're just sitting there eating, and you're going, oh God.
Oh, that's
But ironically, it'll be those guys that'll live forever.
Yeah.
Yep.
I tell you what. I mean, I've got my originals up in the loft, and from 1984 I got them, and the wife would not let me bring them down because they've got oil and in the jeans, oil and everything in them, and like you would, I can just imagine you having originals. Not happening. But yeah.
Oh man, I'm the exact opposite. I'm one of those guys with oily hands.
Yeah, I'm just
never wear gloves.
I'm just gonna have my liverwurst sandwich now.
The trouble is that when you're working on something, I mean, I know whether it's me, but if I'm wearing those, like even the thin ones, they either rip anyway, so they're not waste of space, right? Or you can't feel the nuts or the bolts or the screws, so I just take the bloody things off, so I don't bother with them.
Yeah, I'm the same way. When I can't feel the nuts, I have to take them off. The gloves definitely come off.
At least I said nuts and bolts.
Oh, bolts.
Now, Con.
Oh God.
I've been told that Bobby, his hands are so big, he has to wear bin liners.
Jeez, I have serious trouble trying to find gloves to fit these things, man. Trying to find gloves for my hands is ridiculous. I wear 4X and gloves.
Oh,
dude, my helmet is a 3X, so.
Well, that's a big melon.
Yeah, man.
Holy shit.
Just wish it was full.
How the hell do you filter with a head that size?
Very carefully.
He just tells
you
the
must
ladies.
that on the side of all the lorries, I reckon.
Oh my God.
He tells the ladies it's all proportionate.
I've got really small hands, so it's. I mean, I can actually wear my wife's gloves. I actually prefer. I've got really small hands.
Oh,
Tiny hands.
So I gotta ask you, Sarge. When you use your cell phone in the bathroom, does your reception stink?
Oh,
Never mind. That was awful.
Stinks.
Forget I said that.
Thank you. He'll be on the air at least until 6 Eastern time.
Oh my goodness. Oh, all right. Let me just check some of these things in the Q&A before. All right, I'm gonna hit this Q&A because yeah, I gotta save myself from this embarrassment. Backroad Moto said, "Beast, I did the same thing next to a garbage truck with dudes giving me the thumbs up. It didn't make the vlog." Yeah. When you do those embarrassing oops, those oops things, it's bad enough. But when people are already giving you the "Hey, that's really cool," and then you screw up, no. I had when I first got my Indian, I had a couple of guys on sport bikes pull up next to me, and they're like, "Oh man, that's a cool bike. That's a cool bike." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's great." And I go to take off at the red light, stalled it.
We've all done that, man.
It's when you're trying to burn, you give someone a burnout of the lights and you stalled it, and then like something like a Honda Melody or something. I come totally past it. Just imagine.
Oh my goodness. Let's see. Dave's back on and says, "Stinky, if you need any help, just let me know. I did mine, if you remember."
Yeah.
I'm not sure what that's referring to.
Repairing plastic weld.
Gotcha.
I'll probably be in touch actually. Let me get some time off and get some sleep first, Dave.
Oh, and let's see. 08 Ride. Anyone here ridden the Ring of Beara in Ireland? Never done the Snake or the Dragon, but the Ring of Beara is 10 times better. Game of Thrones country.
Yo.
What's up? Yeah, the Yorkshire Bikers here.
I'm back.
We missed you, man.
You too.
What was that? Reduced sentence?
Are you on tag at all?
Yeah.
Still got the tag.
Yep, it's on my ankle.
Awesome. Like a boss.
But looks like you're still in the nick, man. Is your parole officer holding the camera for you right now?
Let him speak. He's only cool tonight.
No, he's got white walls behind him. He's wearing a white shirt.
Locked up.
Oh, man. Glad to have you back, man. All right, so since you're here, we can ask you the question. What's the one thing you've done on your bike that made you think, oh my god, why the hell did I just do that?
I did it about an hour ago. I got my knee down.
Wow.
On your MT 125?
Yeah.
You.
Now the big question is, was the bike moving at the time?
Just.
2 kilometers an hour.
Oh man.
What was the question again?
The one thing you've done on your bike that made you think, why the hell did I just do that?
I don't think I've actually done something, to be fair.
Really?
I can think, if I can think of something, I'll let you know, but right now, I can't think of it.
Alright. Alright. Man, I know I have shifting issues, man, so I gotta work those out.
Yeah, you're a shifty guy.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. Oh, man. So, alright, so we've gotten through that. And one thing I also wanted to talk to you guys about was, you know, the essentials when it comes to riding education. The one thing that you think every brand new rider needs to know. Like the absolute one thing. If you had to be the one to impart this bit of knowledge on a brand new rider, what would it be? But before we get to that, Mr. Von Schwarzenegger's back. So I've got to get him on that last question because I don't think we got to you on that last question because you dropped off.
I missed it, so yeah.
All right, yeah. The last question was the one thing that you've done on the bike that made you think, why the hell did I just do that?
Sorry.
Did you hear it?
No, not really. It's just cracking out a bit here, so.
All right, let me see if I can turn your volume up from here. Okay, can you hear me better now?
Yeah, I think it's this end. I think it's the weather's playing around here, so.
Okay. So yeah, we're trying to figure out the one thing you've done on your bike that made you think, why the hell did I just do that?
I can't think of anything at the moment.
Nothing comes to mind?
Not at the moment. Give me a moment, I'll think about it.
All right.
Think of something.
All right, so we'll move on to the other one. The one bit of knowledge, if you had to be the only person to give this bit of knowledge and it's the only thing that you could pass on to a brand new biker, what would it be? So let's see, who should we start off with this one? Mr. B is not there right now. You know, let's start off with Ninja Shift. I don't think I've started off with him before. So, Ninja Shift, if you could give that one bit of knowledge to a brand new biker, what would it be?
Don't be afraid to drop your bike.
All right. All right, what makes you say that?
Because I was afraid to drop my bike when I first got it. It's a freaking 600-pound bike.
That's not so bad, though.
I ride a Harley, and I'm a skinny guy trying to pick it up.
I got you. I got you. Hey, look, my bike is 880-something pounds dry, so...
I think it's an RV.
Yeah, right?
It's a motor coach of bikes.
But it is so well balanced. It's so easy to pick up. So easy.
That's one thing I've noticed about, like the Victories, or I love Victories. They're pretty bikes, also, and the Indians. The weight is so low.
Yeah.
their center of gravity, so it's not as bad. Whereas my bike, it's like stupidly top heavy.
Yeah, that's Kawasaki there,
I'm
isn't it?
top heavy too.
I tell you what, actually, I mean, yeah, I can agree with that because, as you know, I've got arthritis in my hands quite badly, and I was really scared of riding Skeggy's bike because obviously it's his bike. But the thing is, as you say, they're so balanced, they're so easy to manoeuvre because all the weight's low down and you can push them around. And I was well surprised about that because I thought a big heavy bike like Skeggy's is Midnight Star. No chance, but you're right. It's so easy to move around, so that's what is like maybe go for bigger and heavier bikes as long as they're balanced.
Oh yeah. I actually wish Pete was still here. I got on his bike a couple of weeks ago, and I felt like I was going to break the damn thing because I'm so used to heavy bikes, and his is like 400 and something dry.
Yeah, but you're a big guy, aren't you? Like, come on.
Yeah. Yeah, I lifted the back wheel off the ground with one hand. You know.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So, I was just like, wait a minute. You know, this bike is so freaking light. What am I going to do? I'm going to break this thing. And I was actually just pretending, and I wasn't really going to do it. And I went, wait, it moved. So I actually tried to lift it, and I lifted the back wheel off like a ½ inch off the ground, and I just went, no, whoa, oh shit. Oh man. Yeah, I don't know if you saw that. I hope you didn't see that. Oh my goodness. All right. So let's see, Mr. B. If you could impart that wisdom, what would it be?
What? Sorry, just clarify the question.
Oh, if you were the only person to give knowledge to a brand new rider, and there's only one thing that you could tell them, what would it be?
Okay. If you're a new rider, the first thing you want to do is find someone that knows how to ride and get them to teach you how to use the clutch and the brakes. And once you've learnt that, then start the bike.
That works. That works. Yeah, a lot of times you don't learn as much from the instructors as you would from someone who's actually been on the road.
Yeah, I mean, just to elaborate on that a little bit, I mean, there's thousands of YouTube videos, but when you see the YouTube video that starts with someone in a pair of shorts, flip-flops, with no crash helmet and no armor, sat on a bike that's clearly not theirs, with someone next to them that's sort of like saying, yeah, go on, have a go, yeah, who's clearly not taught them how to actually ride yet. And then it's like, pop the clutch, and you just know what's going to happen next. And then, the legs are dangling off the sides, they're not even on the flipping, they're not even on the pegs anymore. And then you think, oh, no, they might recover, they might find the brakes, but they don't. What happens is they get pulled, and then the throttle opens up even more, and they just get dragged around on a bike. And it's like, yeah, so definitely the first thing any new rider wants to do is be taught by a rider how to use the brakes and the accelerator and the clutch, and then once you've learned that, got the idea, then you can start the bike and try it.
Yeah.
That's what I tell a new rider.
That works. That totally
Unless
works.
you're making, Bobby, just done. Unless you're making a YouTube video where you have this really nasty crash and end up crashing into a brick wall. If that's the case, then forget everything I just said and just get on the bike and try it and see what happens. Give it lots of throttle, lots of gas.
Oh my god.
Go viral.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. All right, what about you, Sarge?
Advice for a new rider. Advice. Don't. Okay, for one, don't be intimidated by your friends. Especially you have to realize what kind of friends that you have. Are they actual riders, or are they what we call squids or posers? The guys that directly migrate to, and no offense, that automatically here in the States migrate to a Busa. Because well, you know what I mean. It's the stereotypical kind of thing. You don't have a bike unless you've got something.
As long as you don't talk about extended swinging arms.
Yes,
okay.
and they'll do it. They'll do it. When I had my GSX-R 1000, I met up with guys and oh man, I'd stretch that another 6 inches. That'd be badass. I'm like, why? Why? It's a 1000, and I like riding the streets. I'm not drag racing.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So you got to realize what kind of group you're going to be with. Don't let them influence you. If you're happy on a 250, ride a 50 or a 250 or a 125, or if you're happy on your 600 or 500, don't let those guys influence you in either way. I mean, I've been happy on much smaller bikes. So that's my input on it. You don't fall for the hype is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need to be an Indian to be a big guy and feel tough. Or, with tassels hanging off the handlebars and little doilies going while you're going down the road and a little squeaky horn. Or a little bell on the hound. Ching. Yeah.
Oh man.
Sarge,
I love you, man.
When you're saying that, though, Sarge, I mean, I don't. When I first started riding, we started off with small bikes and moved up. We learned how to ride a smaller CC bike and then moved up the scale. Nowadays, you pass your test and you're straight on a 600.
Yeah. Here in the States, basically, once you pass your test, or even before you passed your test, actually, you can own the gun.
Mm-hmm.
You can own the gun. You just went from looking at a 357 Magnum and you just say, well, to hell with it, I'm going for a 500.
I mean, a lot of people have a 125, pass on a 650, and they want to get a sort of a sports bike. And no disrespect. Okay, yes, you can ride a sports bike from day one, as long as you use a bit of common sense. But we always started off with a lower CC, get used to that, and slowly built up, so you actually got more experience in riding and handling a bike.
Still one of my favorite bikes I got rid of roughly about 3 years ago was a cheap Chinese scooter. I loved that thing. It had the trunk on the back, and it had trunk on the or side panners on it, and
shopping basket.
Exactly. But I loved that thing for the simple. It was a utility. It was better than a car. It was cheaper on gas. Maybe it broke down more than a car, but it was like a shirt pocket. I could just run to the store, get the bread, eggs, milk, kind of thing, and come home for nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't fall for the hype. You don't need a big bike to be a good rider. I mean, the power doesn't make you better.
Sorry, Sarge, I am interested though. What's the process in the States? I'm guessing it might vary by state, but let's say what's the legal age to actually be able to ride a bike to start with?
16.
I think
here in Kentucky it's
16.
Yes.
I think it's 16 all over.
Okay. So let's say I'm a 16-year-old, and I want to ride a Hayabusa. What do I have to do to get to that point?
Buy one.
That's it. You just buy.
What?
You buy the gun.
You get the bike. You get the bike. You cannot take it on the open streets, unless you have the permit and are close enough to an experienced rider who can help you out. They don't actually even have to be riding with you. You just have to know them and be close enough to them that they can come out and help you.
Yeah.
And then you pass your test and you can ride wherever the hell you want. But if you're 16 and you want a Hayabusa and you have the money for it, you go and buy it.
Which is stupid.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
What's the test then? I mean, so I've got a Hayabusa. I'm 16-year-old. What do I do then for the test?
You go and you practice in parking lots or whatever. You can either take the MSF course, which it's 2 days, and they take you in the classroom for a half a day, and then you're out on the course for a day and a half. And they teach you how to get the bike started, how to do your U-turns and your figure eights and avoiding obstacles and all that stuff, and then you go get your license.
I know here in Kentucky that you at least have to have your automobile license first.
It's better depending on how you do it. Like if you take the MSF course, you have to have an automobile license first. If you're going through the DMV, you take the written test and then you take the road test. And you don't even have to have a car license. They prefer it, and they give you a lot of shit to go through if you don't have it, but you don't actually have to have it.
You have to have a license in Connecticut to do anything with a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Except for if you're on an illegal dirt bike on the streets.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, taking the dirt bikes on the streets. I see that so often. In fact, there's a bunch of guys a block away from me who come through here on the dirt bike. Well, they don't come down my block anymore because I've already had a talk with them. But yeah, they take the stupid dirt bikes and they're ripping up and down the streets.
Really?
In the middle of the night. Yeah. There were 3 guys last night, or no, not last night, Sunday night when my wife and I were coming home. 3 guys riding mini bikes late at night, no light out, no lights on the bikes. These guys were, your average size adults riding bikes made for small children down the streets in traffic.
Like pit bikes.
Yeah, they're like the little mini bikes. They're designed to look like they're designed to look
like motos. Yeah.
Designed to look like sport bikes, but they're just really, really tiny. They're for 10, 12-year-olds, and these guys are sitting there with their knees pressed up against their armpits. No headlights, no tail lights, no signal lights, and it's dark, and they're just riding like assholes through traffic, and they get away with it.
Well, until they, hit a semi truck or something.
One can hope. But yeah. I shouldn't say things like that. I mean, because I know I'd feel bad if it actually happened for like, a half hour.
Split second.
It would weigh on my conscience for like, 30 minutes at least. But yeah, I mean, people do really asshole-ish shit out there because they can get away with it. But yeah, if you want a Busa at 16, save your money, get one.
That's crazy.
I mean, even having a car license, those bikes, like the Hayabusas, the ZZR 1400s, and all that. The way that they accelerate, even like the MT-09, the acceleration on them is just nothing that they would ever have any experience of before, and they will never stop in time. It's gonna kill themselves, man. Amazing.
Yeah, but the insurance companies make a whole lot of money off those people, so I don't see that stopping anytime soon.
And the funeral parlor.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh man. All right. So let's see. Hey, Stinky.
Advice for a new rider: make sure you get proper fitting gear and the proper gear first of all. Don't ride in shorts and flip flops. Make sure you have. Make sure you have the proper gear. Get the proper gear first, proper fitting gear, and then learn how to ride the bike. That's what I'd say.
Thank you for saying that. Thank you so much for saying that. I can't tell you how many times I get so annoyed seeing guys riding down the streets on, sorry, Mr. B, on Hayabusas. I'm not even joking. It's on it's either Hayabusas or Ninjas. They're riding down the street on those bikes wearing flip-flops, shorts, and wife beaters.
Yeah. They do it over here. I mean, the thing is okay, I know a lot of bikers wear hoodies, but there's nothing wrong with a hoodie as long as it's over protective armor, because I said the reason why I gave up biking back in '90s, I said I had 2 escapades within the space of a week. A mate of mine came off an RD 500, tank top trainers, tracky bottoms, plimp soles, and went 800 yards down the road. Another mate came off with full leathers but had an open face helmet and ground his jaw down. And when I got the white back on the back of the bike, it was like, you're not riding until you have proper gear. And I made sure that her gear was up to scratch. Okay, it was not the most expensive, but it was, she wants some Kevlar jeans, and I'm very wary of letting her have them because I suppose it's because obviously she's on the back of me, and she's my responsibility, so I'll make sure she's safe if anything happens.
Right.
I mean, hopefully it won't, but she's relying on me to keep her safe, and I want to make sure she's safe. So proper gear, proper helmet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I actually stopped riding with a guy because of his habit of going out in hot weather with his helmet on top of his head rather than on his head. Like, sits the helmet up here. It's a freaking full face helmet, and it's hanging up here. Nothing over his face. It's just sitting on top of his head. And his excuse is, it's too hot.
Well, you know, I mean, it's okay. Look, like my personal opinion of open face helmets. Again, because of my experience, the wife suffers from claustrophobia, and she wanted an open face helmet, and I said no. Okay, probably I'm being too strict on her, but again, if you don't have a full face helmet, you're not riding.
Yeah.
You know, okay, open visor, not a problem, but I want that protective bar around her chin. Okay, some people like open faces, but for me, no. It's just what I've seen, so, you know. But it's their lives, it's up to what they do with them, but I don't want to be part of that.
Yeah. It's one of the reasons why I don't go crazy about helmet laws and stuff like that. Honestly, if you want to Darwin yourself out of existence, go ahead. You know, I just don't want to be a part of it. That's it.
You know, I mean, you can. The silly thing is that you can buy good, cheap kit on eBay and Amazon, or we've got a place like a second-hand store called Oxfam here, and you can buy leathers and that for a reasonable price. Okay, they've been used, they're not brand new, may not be the latest colours, but you know what? If you're just starting out and you ain't got a lot of money, buy it. At least if you come off, which you probably will do when you're learning, it happens to us all. You know, at least you'll have some protection. You know.
That is a great idea.
Yep.
I don't know. I think they've got a few of those here in the States.
Well, Oxfams.
If I remember, where you can go and buy used.
Yeah.
Buy used riding gear.
Well, for those of in the UK, I say Oxfam is just a charity shop. There are others around. But I know Oxfam has a website. And if you need, if you want cheaper bike gear or leathers or full sets of leathers or whatever, if you go on their website, you can see all the different stores, and they will actually mail it to you. You know, and there is eBay, there is Amazon, there is obviously. I mean, if you want some new leathers, if you don't mind wearing last year's colours or stuff that's going out of stock, then buy that. But again, be careful what you buy. Don't buy these Chinese knockoffs because you may as well not buy anything in many ways, you know. Get the good stuff.
Exactly. Cool. Alright, Suffolk Andy.
Is this the advice thing, is it?
Yeah.
Alright, don't crash, it hurts. That's the main thing.
Words from an old wise man.
Yeah, don't crash, it fucking hurts. No, I've got to go along on the same lines as Sarge said, actually. If you're a new rider and you go out with all your mates, your experience, and they hooligan around and they're quick, and you're finding that you're being dragged into out of your comfort zone, don't try and keep up with them. Just do what you've got to do. If they're good mates, they'll stop and wait for you. If they're not, fuck them. So don't get drawn into that, because if you do, you're going to be the one who'll be splattered on the side of the road. So just ride in your comfort zone. It doesn't matter. You know, as you get more experience, you'll be able to ride a bit faster and whatever, and you'll get the experience. But don't go straight out there. You just passed your test. Your mates have been riding bikes for a few months or years, and they go like a bat out of hell. Don't try and keep up with them, because you ain't going to come home. So I think that's one of the main things. And I just think he said make sure you got good gear. You can get, you know, there's plenty of shops in the UK, I suppose there is in America. There's plenty of good discount stores for kit, you know, J&S and places like that. You know, so get yourself some good kit, good training, and ride in your comfort zone always. Never come out of it, because if you're out of your comfort zone, you won't go home. That's what I'd say.
Ride your own ride.
Yeah.
I think you've got Craigslist over there, haven't you? Similar thing.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a case in point for you guys. Craigslist, you know. I mean, I did upload a video a little while ago about one hell of a rider, a little guy on a 125, and he wasn't hanging about. Personally, I think he was going a bit too mad round the roads that he was riding, because I know the road and all the blind corners and what comes out of them. But okay, he was all right, thank God. But you know, as Andy says, ride your own ride. Don't try and show off, because you're a long time dead.
Oh yes.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right.
I think that was the advice that my wife gave my son the first time that he rode his bike with me. Now, I wasn't on the bike; I had my own. As we were going out the door, I heard his mom yelling, don't try and keep up with him. Don't try and do it.
Yeah.
And that was good advice for him, because for me, riding around on these roads comes second nature, and it's just too easy for me to I'll be riding and I can hit triple digits and I'm not even thinking or bat an eyelash at it. I'm not even thinking about it. For his sake, I did back off. And every stop sign we came to, I stopped and I waited for him. But that was good advice from his mom. Don't try and keep up with me. Don't do that. I've tried to do it with friends. I've got friends that'll outride me for days. And once I see them and they actually get away from me and they take off, I pretty much just stay my course, ride my pace, and eventually I'll catch up to them.
Mm.
It's not a race, but I have fun, and that's what it's all about. I'm just having fun.
Well, I think we went the last 2 chip shot rideouts I went on, and I must actually say this. I mean, with Keith, it's very hard being a leader because people forget that whoever's leading is right all the time, and if he's wrong, because obviously he's got a lot of responsibility trying to worry about slower riders at the right pace and whatever. And there are too many inexperienced riders trying to keep up with someone that's quicker, and you ain't going to do it. So just basically, if you have the right dynamics and everybody will sort of stick together and make sure the slowest one's looked after, and also go a decent enough speed for everybody to have a bit of fun,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. If you're an inexperienced rider in the UK and you want to go on a ride out, make sure you go on a ride out with Keith out front. That's why.
Is he really that slow?
No, he's not actually. To be fair, I mean, okay. To be fair, he's very conscientious. Bless him. He is very conscientious.
Very.
But he has got a lot of responsibility. I mean, I went on the Squires meet and he had a lot of 125s, and to be fair, some of them weren't keeping up or weren't even trying, and okay, they're on 125s, but they're only doing 30 miles an hour on a dual carriageway and slowing down. Like, what the fuck? Come on, you're putting yourselves and everybody else is in danger,
No, I mean, when it comes to that sort of scenario, though, I mean, the pack will ride at a certain pace, and it will split itself naturally into the slow pack and the fast pack. And the fast pack will go ahead, they'll have some fun, then they'll stop and they'll wait for you, and you catch up. Don't, as everyone else has said, ride out of your comfort zone and try and keep up with the fast riders if you don't feel comfortable or you don't feel able, because that's when it all goes wrong.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you a very, very quick story. About 7 or 8 years ago, I went up to the Lake District. Now, the guys on the panel who are from Britain will know what the Lake District is like, and the roads are pretty twisty and turny and hilly and mountainy and whatever, and they're quite dangerous. They're some of the most dangerous roads in Britain. Well, we went up with about 6 guys and their girlfriends and wives and whatever. Anyway, it became quite apparent to me that they were all trying to outgun each other on these roads. And this went on for several days, and I said to one of my mates, I said, this is fucking stupid. Somebody's going to get killed here. So anyway, about 3 days into the holiday, we're all sitting there, the girls cooked us a meal, and we all had a meal. Then I got up and I said, I've got to say something. And they all looked at me, and I said, look, now come on holiday to tour the Lake District and have a look around, poke around. And I said, you lot are riding like fucking knobs. I said, and you're riding, like fucking nutters trying to outdo each other. And I said, and if you carry on, I said, this won't be a holiday, it's going to be a fucking funeral. And they all looked at me and went, yeah, you're right, Andy. And I said, yeah, let's have a holiday, a tour and holiday around the Lake District without somebody going home in a box. And it completely changed after that, and we had a lovely holiday. But if they'd have carried on, one of them would have gone home in a box. They were riding like fucking twats,
But I think a lot of it, Andy, is the dynamics of the group, isn't it, as well, isn't it? If you have the right people in the group, then okay, you might like someone, but the dynamics of one person can affect a group as well. So if you have the right dynamics, it makes it for a more enjoyable experience for all.
Yeah, we had one guy on an injury who wanted to beat every fucker, you know what I mean? Doesn't matter wherever we went, and he really got on my nerves in the end. I nearly thought I'm going to fucking now this guy carries on, you know. But and they had girlfriends and wives on the back, and I just thought, you know, you're not riding yourselves. You're going to kill your bloody girlfriend or your wife, you know, and then you're going to be bloody chuffed with yourself if you don't get killed, you know. So yeah, I thought I've got to word with this lot, you know. And the trouble is, I was the oldest guy there, you know. I was like their dad, really, you know. They're all younger than me, and I think the old I don't know, testosterone, whatever, was high in their male consciousness, as they say, and got the better of them. But that was crazy.
What's it, Andy? There's old bikers and there's bold bikers and there's old bikers. There's very few bold old bikers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Andy, I witnessed the very same thing. I went on a Hayabusa ride out, and I was 2 up, and there were some, you know, what I would say friends were also 2 up. But, you know, I have to say, I'm a fast rider, but, you know, I don't take any risks. And, you know, and I when I'm in a big ride out, I try and make sure that, you know, I don't ride the fast and encourage people to ride faster. But then there was always that ego thing where the riders thought, oh, I'll try and get past him and go around this. And they were taking risks, and they were trying to overtake on blind corners and all that. And I'll tell you what, as soon as I could get to the point where I could safely get to the front, I stopped more and I said, look, if you carry on doing that, you're going to end up dead. And I don't want to be associated with you. I don't want to be, you know, in that place where you kill yourself taking risks like that. Just calm it down. It's not a flipping willy waving competition here. We're just going out for a ride out. And, you know, when people overtake on blind bends and stuff like that, and they're 2 up, that's the thing. They're not on their own. And they have their wives on the back, and they have their partner on the back, and it's no longer about you. It's the fact that you've got to look after the person that's sat on your bike. And, you know, do not ever take risks with someone on the back of the bike, ever. You know, if you want to take a risk on your own,
do it.
Well, I can't condone that either. But, you know, if you've got someone on the back, it's just a big no for me. And I tell you what, if anyone does it when I'm around, I'll stop everyone. I'll say, look, fucking stop it right now, or you can fuck off.
Well, that's the good thing about track days, isn't it? If you want to ride like that, then you go on a track day.
Yeah, but you don't ride that with someone on the back of you. That's just wrong, totally wrong.
You've got to remember, you're in charge of their life, and you know, if I killed somebody on the back of my bike because I was being a fucking knob, hey, the hell will you live with that for the rest of your life? You know, knowing that you've departed somebody.
Yeah, never live
with it. No.
If you take someone back, you say you've got responsibility. You've got to slow yourself down.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, when I had this Duval, I mean, I literally owned an hour, and I went out on it for the first chip shop ride out, and I mean, I wasn't going slow. I mean, there's a Duval, so it's not the quickest in the pit fleet, but I wasn't actually going slow. I was sort of doing reasonable, decent speeds, but again on the straights and when I was getting comfortable with it and slowly learning. It wasn't like I've got to beat everybody because I'm on a Duval or whatever. It's, you know, it's as you get used to it, and I mean, a lot of it depends on the person you're riding with as well. Because I mean, Vicky's been on the back of you loads of times, and like she's used to the way you ride and she trusts you as well. So therefore, she knows what you're going to do, and it's more of a symbiosis, isn't it?
Yeah, but I also like to add quickly that I don't ride the same way.
Oh no, I don't. No, I don't think you do, Andy. Obviously, when you ride differently with your wife on the back than you do on your own.
Yeah, definitely.
I've been on the back of a bike once with some idiot, and he was stretching the pegs 2 up. I said I got off that bike and he punched him.
Oof. That's wrong.
It was on a 1000cc Honda. I was shitting myself in the back of that.
The trouble is, though, a lot of us, we don't know what it's like to be on the back of the bike. I can't actually say that I've ever, well, not in the last 30-odd years, ever been on the back of somebody's bike. So I don't know what it's like. And I suppose if I did, I'd probably shit myself.
I can't stand to be in the passenger seat of a car when my wife drives.
That's how you all driving.
Yeah, when my wife's driving, I close my eyes. I take a nap. I go to sleep. I don't want to see what's going to happen to me.
I tell you what, though. I mean, you know, we're on about getting more female riders into into biking as well. You know,
Just
and
getting
obviously
life.
a lot of female riders, their first experiences are going on the back of their boyfriend, their husband, whatever. If you scare them to death from day one, A, they're not want to go on the back, and B, they probably won't ever ride a bike of their own.
No, you're probably right.
So if you sort of take it steady and slowly, I won't say teach them, but give them experience, and it's enjoyable, they want to come back for more. You know, I mean, okay, my wife hasn't ridden as much as I'd like her to, but I mean, even with the ZR7, it was too high for her. But when she's on the back, she loved it. Again, you take it steady, slowly, make sure your gears are smooth, your acceleration's smooth, and make sure everything's smooth. I mean, she doesn't hold on at all. She doesn't hold on to the grab rail. She just sits there, no hands, just sits with her legs, and that's it. She doesn't hold on anything, you know. And she just loves being on the back of the bike now. But again, it's like slowly, small steps, and slowly building up to that standard, you know.
Yeah.
Was I had experience that, but this bloke was like a lunatic, and I got off that bike and I nearly ripped his head off.
I don't blame you.
Absolute lunatic. You son of a bitch, you know, because you're stuck on the back of it, hanging on for dear life. What the
Punch him in the kidneys. If you are on the back of a bike when a rider's been a complete dickhead, just punch him in the kidneys and just tell him to stop. Don't go with it, because you know you never know what happened on the next corner.
And that's why if I take somebody back off my bike, that's a steady, take it easy. Take it. As Andy said, it's your responsibility if it fucks up. You have to deal with it.
I mean, I think so. Another thing as well is that when I had this guy that broke down, and I sort of just took him home on the back of the Trident, and I said to him, I said, if you're feeling uncomfortable, just tap my leg at any time. Tap my leg, let me know, and I'll slow down or whatever, you know. And like, as long as they feel that they have got some control, that's half the battle, you know. It doesn't matter if like I'm only doing 25 mile an hour or 30 mile an hour. As long as if he's comfortable, and then you feel he's comfortable. But you've got to let the person know that, you know, if you're not comfortable, let them know, because if they don't know, they can't do anything about it.
Right. You're right. Alrighty. Well, let's see, Mr. Yorkshire Biker. You got some advice for the new folk?
I'd say just don't be a jackass, and make sure you get to know how the bike's going to react before you go out and start riding like.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I mean, it's going to, obviously, you need to learn what the bike's going to do in different situations before you actually learn to ride it properly.
Yeah, but you're always learning to ride a bike properly. You never stop learning. That's one thing you need to learn first. That you know, you've always got something to learn as well.
Always.
I think as well. I think like us lot on here, you know, we're all seasoned bikers, and I think that like myself, there's not a bike I wouldn't ride. You know, anybody said, you know, ride this bike, I'd get on it and ride it, and that doesn't faze me at all. And I think we're all in the same boat in this, you know, on this here. And I think a lot of the new riders have got to realise sometimes that the modern bikes are powerful, and they can be a wolf in sheep's clothing, you know. And you think you get, especially some of these boys who've had restricted bikes, and they de-restrict them, and they go from like 30 horsepower to, I don't know, 65 in one leap, and they think they're on the same bike. They're not. They've got a wolf under them, and that will catch them out quicker than anything, you know, especially if they de-restrict them and they think they're riding the same bike because they've been riding it for a year and they think they've got the hang of it. That's a different bloody kettle of fish again. So you have to be careful.
Also, Andy, as well. I mean, when I first started riding, I mean, the bikes were nowhere near as powerful. Didn't stop as well. You know, I mean, look at the R6s now. They're so light and they're so quick. You know, it's only a 600. Oh, it's only a 600, but bloody hell, there's a flipping quick 600. And some of those 125s, but those, is it reduced, the two-stroke ones? They do 80 odd plus.
Yeah.
And that's on a 125 for crying out loud.
Well, mine does 85. It's quite quick.
Exactly. I had an early 125 LC for a bit, and I got that to 100.
There you go.
Kilometres don't count.
Especially downhill.
the newer bikes now, I mean, I think it's pretty much, I'm pretty much across the board now, unless anyone tell me if I've got it wrong, but I'm pretty sure now that most bikes, you know, the 600 plus cc bikes, they accelerate quicker than they stop. I mean, is anyone...
Yes. Yeah,
Well,
you're absolutely right.
Someone told me a while ago that YBR 125 will beat a Porsche 911 off the lights in acceleration.
Mm.
That's a YBR 125, and that's a standard 125. That's nothing special.
Yeah, but we're talking about a bike here that you can pull the throttle right back and nothing crazy is going to happen. I think when you get to the 600 plus cc bikes now, especially the light ones, in my early days, without going on too much, you know, you used to be able to get on a bike, you could pull the throttle right back and then you just like go.
Yeah.
But when you get onto the big bikes now, the light bikes like the, you know, I've got the MT-09 for example, and obviously the Hayabusa. These bikes, you cannot pull the throttle right back to the stop in first or second gear, because you will spin or come off basically, or wheelie and come off the back. You have to learn throttle control, and the trouble is when you start learning your bikes, you start off on in the UK, you start off on a 125, and those bikes you're always going, well, putting the throttle right back, trying to make it go because it's so slow. When you get onto the big bikes, you pull the throttle right back, you're going to have a nasty shock, I tell you right now, because it's just going to flick you off the back, or you're going to wheel spin.
I remember when I first time I ever rode a DT125, that was, I mean, of course I've been used to riding like the Jawa 250s and the 125s and like the slow bikes, and I had this DT125, and I thought, well, I'll tell you what, before I ride it on the road, I take it over the field. Yeah, of course, like this, me giving it plenty of well, you're like, wah! You know, and that was just on a DT125. I mean, that's a few years ago now, mind, but.
Well, we were only allowed to ride 250s before we could pass a test in the 70s. So then you went on, you know, if you look at them 250s we were riding then, probably Yorkshire Bikers 125 would pan the arse off them now, you know what I mean?
It would.
I don't know, not with voice and reason, all-speed exhaust and K&N and all the rest. Caravan coming in, you'll be fucking that down.
Don't put him down, mate. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, yeah, no, the YBR would totally wipe the floor, yeah.
That was the rich kids who could do that. Some of us probably used to have to buy an old scrap thing from the scrapyard and do it up slowly. Yeah. Yeah. As long as it had two wheels and engine.
Well, when I went from a 250 to a 600, that was a bit of a jump, and that was awesome. And then when I went from the 600 up to 1,000, that was even, well, something else. But, you know, like I say, these young lads have got to realise that bikes today are a different kettle of fish they used to be years ago. That's why you get a lot of these born again bikers who come back, you know, pass the tests in the 80s and 70s. They go and get themselves a fucking Fireblade, and 2,000 miles later, 2,000 miles later, us back in the shop up for sale because they're shit themselves. You know?
Yeah, you know what? I've seen some of that. You know when you see the bike that's done like 500 miles and it's for sale. Why is it for sale already? It's because the owners absolutely shit themselves. How powerful the bikes are these days.
Yeah.
I think you've just got to respect your bike for what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, you got to show respect, because I'll tell you what, if you don't respect your bike, that ain't going to respect you, mate. That's going to dispatch you as quick as bloody possible. Definitely. I always say, when you ride a bike, you've got to remember the bike is part of you. Because when you walk down the road, you're walking on your legs. When you're riding a bike, it's your legs. And you've got to feel that you're in tune with that bike. And you've got to, everything you do on that bike, every manoeuvre has got to be your body going through that bike and being part of you. And if you can master that, then you'll be a bloody good bike rider.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like relationship advice. You know, it all adds up. You know, if you respect your wife, she'll take care of you, and if you take care of her, you know, it's vice versa.
Yeah.
You know, the minute you beat your wife, well, the cops are called, and you go to jail.
You're gonna end up in hospital.
Or she could put you in the hospital.
You just kneecap me.
Unless she enjoys it, you know. I mean, that's a whole different dynamic.
I tell you what else I notice. Okay, I've been talking to a few friends of mine that are going for, well, they're on about doing the tests and stuff, and they all want the GSXRs or the Ninjas or all these sports bikes and stuff. And it's like, okay, I know that's your ultimate dream to have one of those, but surely if you start on something lower, smaller, and then get the experience, but they all seem to want to go from 0 to like 1,000cc straight away, you know. I mean, my first bike was the old Trance Bonnie that I rebuilt. That was a bastard thing. My very first piece. Hey?
The old Bonneville's, old giant one now. They're worth a fortune.
I know. My old man cut it up, didn't he? No insurance, no tax, no helmet. Rode up the road 500 yards. He saw me, so we cut the whole thing up. Literally everything. Wow. Frame, tank, wheels. I spent 4 months restoring it. Picked it out of someone's garden, wheeled it home, and put it in the garage. We're going to sell it, and like restored it, and like I went up the road about 200 yards in a cul-de-sac. Just literally went out the house, went up the road, went down the cul-de-sac, came back into the garage. Old man saw me. I went to work. He cut the whole thing up. Left a note. Next time you ride a bike, think of this. I left home 3 weeks later.
Bobby, you got a lot of questions in this questions and answers, mate.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to that in a moment. I just want to make sure we don't leave out Mr. von Schwarzenegger and his advice here.
Well, it's a thing like what everyone else said. What my instructor told me is do not get involved in races. Just take your time. So that was the advice you gave me when I passed my test. People act like idiots. Let them. Just write your own pace. Take your time. Don't want to go down the road like a bunch of bloody nutters. Let them.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Have you noticed though that ones that go down the road like nutters, they always have to brake for the corners?
Yeah.
They're great on the straights. They're like flat out on the straights, the head beyond the tank. But when they come to a corner, it's like, oh shit! And they go around like 30 miles an hour. Have you noticed that?
That's the first thing is if you ride in a group and they want to go down a road, absolute lunatics, let them.
Yep.
I tell you what, not the last one, the one before. I was watching Hepcut Harley on his Honda Hornet 900, and since he's been doing the IAM course, I tell you, he's really smooth, and like he's actually obeying the speed limit, but he's a lot quicker.
Yep.
You know, he wasn't breaking the speed limit, but he was doing like the speed limit everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, rather than slowing down for the corners, he was like really, really smooth.
What's the speed limit?
On NSL roads is 60, isn't it? Officially.
Wow. That's crazy. All right, let me get to some of this Q&A over here, so we don't get too much of the back up here. I know Backroad Moto came in earlier. Let's see. Used gear is cool except helmets. One season of salt in your sweat can ruin the foam insert, rendering it useless. Imagine a foam beer cooler on the ocean. Just dickered. Yeah. I totally agree with that.
Never buy a second-hand helmet. Never buy a second-hand helmet.
I wouldn't dare. I would always get a brand new helmet because you never know. The person who had it may have dropped it.
It's true.
Yeah. And just be really good at cleaning it up. You drop a helmet from a certain height, it's rendered useless.
It's not good.
You know, it's done. There is no protection left. So
what is the life of a helmet? Does it make 5 years? Isn't it? If you just keep it and that's not being damaged.
Depends on the quality. It can go up to 12, but it depends on the quality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a Shoei helmet, and that's now coming up 5 years old, and I'm thinking about changing it because I thought, well, 5 years is pushing it, even though I've never dropped it. But,
I know Harry's. They will. Was it Delby wasn't saying that he had an Harry and he actually could get it not microwaved.
Ultrasound.
That's it. Yeah, microwaved. Duh. Go in the dark.
Yeah, stick it in with some popcorn. It's all good.
Like if that 332 small, but there you
go. So Bobby, how many years do you keep a helmet before you change it?
I won't keep it past 5 years. I just won't. Even if it can last longer, I will not keep it past 5 years.
No.
Oh yeah. There's two helmets that I'm using right now. I have an HJC and I have a Scorpion. And I use my HJC for, when I know I'm going to be vlogging, or if I'm just riding somewhere and I really got to get there and I'm not worried about vlogging or whatever, I'll wear my Scorpion. I got them about a year apart so that I have some leeway. So if I, need to spend some time doing some research or whatever, of course, because my helmet size is not available in everything. So, but that way I can take my time with it. But no, anything past 5 years, I'm not wearing it because I'm clumsy, and I tend to, when I'm leaving the house or going out to the bike, I tend to bump the helmet into the walls, and I got concrete steps out in front of the house, and it's smack it up against the steps.
All sorts of things will shorten the life of a helmet. I mean, if you're in a sunny climate, the ultraviolet lights on the plastic or the fiberglass does degrade it a lot quicker than what it would in other countries. One thing I would like to know is carbon fiber, because I don't think there's been any proper testing done on that, because it's a newer helmet, isn't it? So I don't know how long they would last.
Here's another suggestion for you as well. If you're riding in the summer a lot and you're riding fast and you're hitting lots of insects, if you're hitting a cockroach or something, I mean, if you're doing like triple figures and you hit a cockroach or a bug or something, I mean, that's going to obviously put some stress onto the helmet, isn't it?
Then your helmet's buggered.
I'll tell you what, it's going to sting, isn't it? It's going to sting a bit.
It's not going to do as much stress as you think. They use the. I was watching MythBusters, and they use the biggest bug that you can get that flies, and they were trying that against force meters on a bike at certain speeds. And although that huge bug would knock your head back, it's not as powerful as what people were saying. Supposedly saying it would do.
Okay. Unless you do what Andy does, have a brick in his face.
That does crash helmet off straight away.
or like a friend of mine got hit with a seagull.
Wow.
Yes, he's riding seagulls, swooping down, hits him right in the helmet, knocks his head back. Oh man, I wasn't there for that, but I saw the aftermath.
Back a minute, guys.
I've seen a few deers hitting riders and things like that.
Yes, I have seen that. Definitely seen that. All right, let me get back to this Q&A here, because Backroad Moto also has a few other things in here.
Good lord.
He says PT bike plus grown men plus middle of the night equals beer. I'm pretty sure it does.
Yeah.
He also says, I'm still a new rider, sort of, but I would tell a 1st of May to search motorcycle fail. Oh, search motorcycle fail on YouTube and watch for hours. That's what I did. Now I ride like Betty White. Yeah, I gotta say, I've seen a few of those motorcycle fail videos. I don't go searching for them. I don't particularly like them, but I can understand why that would work. I think that might put some people off riding, though. Then again, it might put some of the right people off riding. So,
Well, I do watch them, and to be fair, I watch them and analyze them rather than look and go, oh wow. And 90% of the ones that you see are from abroad, shall we say, and they are idiots on bikes.
Yes.
They really are. They put themselves in a position where they shouldn't be.
Yes,
Don't get me wrong,
absolutely.
not all of them. Some are genuine accidents that you could not foresee coming. But a lot of them, they're riding way too close. Anyway, I'm taking too much time. Carry on.
No, it's all right. All right, I'm going to get through this.
It's getting close.
I'm going to get through this because I've got to get out of here shortly. Let's see. Defobra says, "Booyah!" Just saying. What's up, Defobra? And he says, "You blokes should come. You blokes should come out to Queens, New York for the Beast Rider barbecue. Yeah, you should. And anybody who can make it out to Queens on July 5th, definitely come out to Cunningham Park for the barbecue.
Just mail me the plane tickets. Mail me the plane tickets. I'll be.
No problem.
Oh man, now we're gonna have a good time. All right, and Steve Galvier says, I was given 2 bits of advice when I was 16 by my uncle. It was the best helmet you can afford and a good set of boots with good protection as a jacket and pants can be upgraded at a later time. Yep.
Yeah.
I gotta say though, if you're going to be riding and you're first time rider and you're looking to get out on the road with the bike, get the gear. Don't worry about the money because you're probably going to spend more money on the gear than the bike unless you're 16 and decide to get a Hayabusa. But get the gear, And I tend to ride in just regular jeans because I'm a big boy and it's hard to find the proper riding jeans my size. But I'll get there.
Or a cow?
Just wear a cow.
Yeah, you need to find a herd of cows.
I mean, if anybody's coming,
there's
Echo.
All I would say though on that though, if you're on a tight budget, the main things to concentrate on are the helmet and your feet. Because you don't want to be pushing yourself around in a wheelchair for the rest of your life. Skin grafts are painful, but you want to be able to walk. So I would go for feet protection, ankle protection, and helmet, and then budget from there.
Who's had to pull out gravel out the skin when they come off the bike and when he was magazines?
Well, I've not had to, thank God.
Oh, I have.
No, mate, I have.
But feet and head first. Gravel rash and pulling gravel out your ass. Painful, but at least you can still walk. Whereas if you smash your ankles or smash your head, it's kind of not good.
Alright, and with that, it's about time for us to bring this.
Yeah, sorry to end it on a cheery note, Bobby.
Alrighty, so we're going to get folks to say bye-bye to the people watching at home. And let's see, I guess we'll start with Dave.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Hangout. What is it, news and topics?
We're going to be doing this like 10 years from now, and that's still going to be funny. It's still going to be funny. Thanks, Dave. All right, Mr. Van Swolsenather.
We've been very good tonight, haven't we? We've been very laid back. Just say night to folks and then drive safe.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. All right. I know where that echo's coming from, so sorry, Mr. B. There we go. And Suffolk Andy, got any words of wisdom for us?
Well, I haven't really, not tonight, but all I'll say is about this gear. We had said about a crash helmet and boots. Always make sure you get the best pair of gloves you can, because you don't really want some foreign nurse wiping your ass in hospital, do you? That's so embarrassing.
Depends what she looks like.
No.
Depends on what she's into.
If she's into butt plugs, you're in fucking trouble.
Oh. All right, and Skunk Darkstone.
Okay, guys, just ride safe and make sure you take care out there on the roads. Simple.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. Hey, Sarge, want to say goodnight to the folks?
Good night, folks. I love you.
Oh, that's so sexy. That was like a porn movie, wasn't it?
Wow, wow.
I don't think I'll be able to stand up for a while here.
Or maybe you already are.
All right.
Oh, Beast is saluting me already?
Oh man, love you, Sarge. All right, Ninja Shift.
Have a good night, y'all.
Yeah. Nice one. And Mr. B.
Yeah, good night all. Awesome hangout, Bobby, as usual. And ride invisible, because only you can make yourself survive on the roads.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
And it falls to me to say goodnight to everyone watching. Again, if you can make it to the Motovloggers Barbecue and meet up on July 5th, come out to Cunningham Park in Queens, New York. We will be there all day long. Ribs, baby. And if you do happen to buy yourself a Harlan Davidson branded colostomy bag, make sure it's not a cheap knockoff because they're just shit. Anyway. Thank you guys for watching. Join us again on Thursday for the Fully Loaded Hangout, and again on Tuesday for Motovloggers Behaving Badly, because we usually are. Night, y'all.
Bye.